Going to shout out.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Man United agenda. And it is, yes, Manchester United at home. And Wolves seem like they were playing at home today. And it's Wolves have beaten Manchester United. And I think it's about 10 years or something like that since they last beaten us.
30
But anyway,
years.
30 years, apologies. But anyway, welcome to the
40
Man
years.
agenda. Is it
40
40?
years, 1980, sorry.
40,
Yeah,
40 years. There you go. So we are joining here, and I think Mr. B is having a few drinks while as we speak. But anyway, welcome to the Man United agenda, everyone. Yes, everyone. Hello and welcome to the Man United agenda. And it's not the result that we really and truly wanted to see today. My prediction went down the pan. A big score prediction. Monday's prediction technically worked, but it's the other way around. And it's a 1-0 win and see the game out. So, guys, let's let everyone know who will join us. I'm Solo. We got a Monday. We got Rebel. Welcome back, Rebel. Welcome back, Rebel. Kohune, as always, welcome. And Mr. B, TalkMU, and Matteo, welcome back as well to the panel. So, guys, let's kickstart it. Manchester United, Wolves. We all spoke about it last night on the preview show, and I think we're very confident going into this game. Somewhat confident. We didn't think we're going to blow them away, but we sort of knew they're scoring. They don't score a lot of goals, but they also don't concede a lot of goals as well. So, let's start the show. How are we all feeling, guys, after that result? Let's go to Monday first. Monday, just give us a brief summarize. How you feeling?
I feel fantastic because now, hopefully, the fans start to realise certain players are not good enough to be playing at this level. We got completely outplayed, completely out-controlled by a midfield that are ballers. There's different ballers and pigeonholing players that you want to get or boosting up McTominay man of the match, last match, that kind of thing. Hopefully, we get some sense and a slap in the face, a cold, hard slap in the face to a lot of people out there.
By the panels.
Yeah, whether it's in the panel, whether it's in the comments. But we need that reality check sometimes, and this is what we needed. So hopefully, during this window, we can buy players that can actually keep the ball and play football.
Brilliant. And Rebel, welcome back. You've been away for a while. How are you feeling today?
Absolutely. I feel like I need to delve into Solo's cabinet, find some inspiration for our team.
Yeah, man, telling me.
At the end of the day, like, I suppose you can't help but feel disappointed at the result because obviously we need 3 points. We're at that point of the season where we need to chase down a certain Gunnar Guzma's Arsenal crew and put some manners on them because they're getting far too cocky at the moment, if you ask me. But anyway, I think I'm going to side with OMONDI on this. But this is going to be very rare. Me and OMONDI on the same page. I do see a positive to this because I think Ralph, having worked with the players, is starting to realise certain players are not capable of executing the patterns of play that he wants. And there's an opportunity now in January to remedy the situation and bring in those players.
Okay, brilliant. Before I go to talk, Red Devil Studio, we'll get in contact with you to find out what's going wrong and why you can't become a member. Let's go to Rise. Talk. Just give us a brief summarize.
Just look, we are absolutely crap. We're crap. A lot of players, just not good enough. I'm not going to start mentioning names because there's going to be too many. And it's quite clear that we changed the teacher. The teacher came in and went, 2 and 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8, and they're all going, yeah, that's right, that's really great, brilliant. And then as soon as he went into the times table, they can't do fuck all because they're shit. Ralph, now
wait, you only have to give him summarize. You're giving too much summarize right now.
There you go, then. Shit.
Oh, Matteo, give us a brief summarize of what you're thinking at the moment.
Another tough one. I do agree with OMONDI that you start to see, what's been wrong the whole time. But I think the attitude is not right. Like, again, another game that we're just not winning second balls. The midfield was very poor. We just have no connection between the front and the back, and we face the proper midfield.
Okay, and Rebel, I'm sorry, I've gone Rebel. Couldn't there? Apologies. Couldn't. You're next. He's even muted.
Okay, Mr. B.
I'll go on, Mr. B. He's muted. He's not there.
That was fucking shit. I can't. You know,
Listen,
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
No
man.
word of a lie, yeah.
Look,
Monday.
man, look,
That is
man,
it.
look, man.
That is it,
You
yeah.
know what?
Mr. B, no, hold on. You and your partner in crime, both of you just been found £5 each. Swearing.
For what now?
Swearing.
I never swore. I never swore.
I didn't hear him swear.
I didn't hear you swear, but I thought I'd get you at it though.
Oh, yes, hey, I'm sure I didn't swear. Look, right. Look, me and Talk just sat through that. We've all sat through that. I know this has got to be brief. I agree with OMONDI, and I agree with Rebel. The players now are going to get found out. My issue is I cannot take the pain of watching it, waiting for him to ship the players out. It's January. It's January the 3rd. He needs to do some surgery and do it quick. I'll save the rest for later.
Is Kun there with us, back with us?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here.
go on. Give us a little brief summarize at the moment of what your thought process is.
Summary.
Summary.
Okay,
Apologies.
all right,
Summary.
Obviously, like, people complain about the players and all that, but it's the manager's job to select the right team, right? I don't know what he was thinking between Matic and McTominay and having two forwards up front with like no creator for them. That's what my issue is. You know,
Okay.
where was the creativity going to come from today?
Good point.
Good point. Very good point. So let's kickstart then with the team lineup. What was everyone's initial thought on the team lineup? Because looking at it, I had sort of Rashford, but when I was watching the game, I don't know what was happening, but it's almost like Sancho was almost like hugging more left than being on the right. So on Monday, because we're talking about, actually, before we go into it, let's talk about Phil Jones. Phil Jones came in today, and what did you make of his performance today? Let's go to the panels and ask the panels that.
Who
On Monday.
first?
On Monday.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, yes,
Phil,
please. Yes,
just on
please.
Phil Jones, yeah?
Yeah, just
Well,
Phil Jones.
I think as I saw him coming out, I saw a big goal. It must be nerve-wracking coming in because, like, he is a bit of a laughing stock, and it's hard for him. I heard he got depression and all this kind of thing. So good to see him come back. He done all right considering who he is and the levels that we know he's able to achieve. I thought he done okay. I'm not going to criticise him. The only thing I could say is that maybe if Harry Maguire would have cleared that header for the goal to the halfway line, whereas people like Bailey and Phil Jones, that if you really analyse it like that, you could say they could have done something better with the header to clear it. Otherwise, yeah, I thought he had a decent game.
Okay. Rebel?
I think our learned colleague, Mr. OMONDI Juma, and I'm going to revert to type here, is being very, very underwhelming in his adoration of Mr. Philip Jones for his performance today. Yes, he did make a cock up for the goal. Look, he's not. I don't think he'd even hide from that. But at the end of the day, when you looked at his performance over the 90 minutes, have we had another centre back perform to that level for 90 minutes in an overall sense this season? And you'll probably find very quickly the answer is no. Maguire has not stayed switched on to that level for 90 minutes. Is he a better defender? Yes. Did he perform to that level? No. And you could say the same for Varane, who's been in and out of the treatment table. Lindelof, again, has his errors in him. We all know this. And Eric Bailly, again, is another guy that if we could keep him fit, fantastic, but we can't. So I think in your adoration of Mr. Philip Jones and OMONDI Juma, it is sacrilege what you've just said about being an okay game.
Rebel. Rebel, thank you. TalkMU, let's go TalkMU. Wow, I'm gonna have fun tonight with this.
So what's the question, bro? Again, sorry.
The question is about Phil Jones and his performance
Phil
today.
Jones, that's right. Yeah. No, look, listen, I thought he did okay, to be fair. I really do. And in terms of the goal, look, I mean, you know, he's got his head on it. You know, he has gone up and got his head on it. I mean, there's another 10 players there. You know what I mean? Another 10 players out there to help him out. You know, you can't just sort of pin it on just him. You know what I mean? It's for me. Man, I thought he did okay, to be honest, and I think he's better than Maguire. He's better than Maguire. End of story. He's better than Maguire. I'm not going to have no one tell me otherwise.
Quick, move on, Mr. B.
We had to play a defender who nobody has seen for 2 years. And you lot are talking about how well he played. Phil Jones is shit. Yeah? That's why he never had no chance of getting anywhere near the team. Please, man. Phil Jones. You not going to tell me Phil Jones played well? I don't care. What did he have to do? Run around and fall on the floor a couple of times. Well, fucking we. Wolves don't score goals.
What they did today.
He wasn't under no threat. Phil Jones wasn't under threat, and they still had bare chances. Look how much saves De Gea made. Phil Jones was rubbish.
Okay.
Phil Jones was rubbish. I'm sorry.
Okay, quick one. I'm going to go to Mattia, but the stats, the Octa stat says he was our man of the match. But anyway, Matteo.
Yeah,
Who said he was man of the match?
I think he was decent. It's a shame having seen him become, you know, sort of like a walking meme. The poor guy must be like so slated. Like I really, from a person standpoint, like I feel really bad for him. So anytime he does well, you know, we have to back our players and our team. Like I don't think that it should have became so toxic as it's become. And you know, the faces he makes when he goes to the ground, when he headers the ball, these kind of things. That's what became, you know, the laughing stock. But I think he might have even been our better center back today. Arguably, Varane didn't have any standout clearances, but up until that mistake or the weak clearance of the header, and again, it's sort of like Talk said, anybody else could have chased that ball. Like it could have fell to anybody. So that really wasn't. Maybe he could have cleared it further, but I think he did decent for having been out of the team for so long. The starting lineup, like it wasn't the worst. I mean, just the luck of the draw that it fell to Moutinho, and Moutinho had a rocket from outside.
Yeah, and you're right in what you're saying, because the way I look at it, I'm a bit sort of Matteo, that sort of way where I try my hardest not to judge the players, because like you said, players like him, Phil Jones, Jesse Lingard and stuff like that, I try not to get sort of like overcritical of them players, because they're obviously suffering from mental health and stuff like that outside the game, and the meme and the mental. You're a footballer, but also for me, it's the memes, like you're saying. At the end of the day, we're not out there, so we can't say like, you know, we're better than those players. Those players are out there. Yes, they are getting paid to play, but you know, we're saying about Phil Jones has been away from the team for 2 years, but he was in the England squad for the World Cup. He was still there.
World Cup, bruv? What World Cup?
The last one.
What World Cup are we talking? Phil Jones.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Solo?
I'm joking.
Mr. B,
Look at Mr. B's face.
You know.
Mr. B on a Monday.
Mr. B.
You know what?
I'm kidding.
Oh, he's gone. Here, can we just say as well?
Listen, I'm on the wind up tonight. That's it. I'm got him, Mr. B, because you know what? Yeah, I was listening to Mr. B and talk earlier, yeah, and they're fuming. They're proper upset today. And listen, as Armando said, I'm in agreement with him. Because where you look at it is, there's no need to get upset. You can see the players that we have. Most of these players that we are sitting there saying, you're a great player, you're a great player. It's a consistency. The players are just not consistent enough for the Man United team. And I've always stated it. Go on.
So there's one simple question we just have to ask ourselves, right? It's an equation. When it comes to these players, is it a question of ability or is it a question of attitude?
Can I just add to that?
Go on.
When Maguire came back from his break/injury, he was bare BS. Same with Varane. He was bare BS in his first game back. Phil Jones, 2 years out, and he played, 9 times, 10 times the game that they did in his first game back? Like,
based on what? Based on what?
Look,
It's better. That's
did you
based on
see
what?
the absolute crud muffins that Varane put together when he came back in his first game? Like, don't get me wrong.
Here's a problem I have. Rebel. I'm asking you based on what? You endorsing Phil Jones. Say I said to him. I said he had a decent game.
I put you this way.
You're saying by one game in 2 years, you're saying he's better than Maguire.
No.
Yeah? So
whoa.
I'm asking you. So my simple question.
I said, no, just the Monday, before you make your point, get the issue at hand correct. The point is the first game back from their period of absence. Maguire's missing for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever it was. Varane was missing for 3 or 4 weeks. This man was missing for 2 years. And the first performance
Why was he missing?
But the first performance he put in off the couch in 25% of the capability that these two men are supposed to have, he blew their lights out in his first game back. He played...
Right, once again, before you whoa, what based on what? Explain to me why. Explain to me why he blows them away. What's he done today that makes him blows them away?
As you know, on Monday, when I'm watching the game,
right, hold on. I'll answer it for you because you're not going to answer the question. All you're going to do is swerve your horse and cart around this. All right, I'm asking you simply based on what did he do?
The error counts. The error. It's down to the bare statistics of the error counts. When I'm doing up the matches, I'm ticking the errors. I've ticked Varane when he makes his errors. I've ticked Maguire when he makes his errors. Phil Jones had one major error in his return.
What led to a goal? Okay, next. Thank you.
Next,
Solo, come on.
Your boy Harry Maguire has been performing at levels at 25% of his capability all season. He hasn't been performing to his level.
You're talking about Harry Maguire, England's #1 central defender.
Oh,
suddenly
Monday,
he's not good
please don't.
He's not good enough.
Are we talking about the same guy?
Please.
Here,
the same guy who dominates defence.
Yeah, but since the Euros, what has Harry Maguire done? Where has he been? Has he found that? Has he been exposed to the level?
He's been exposed. What he's done is he's been exposed by a system under Ole, which was terrible and kept having players. Look at the Liverpool game. No. You can sigh all you want. A system that's terrible that we kept getting counted on time and time again.
Guys, I'm going to cut you there because at the moment,
let's have our own show on this. Let's have our own show because I'm offended that you would turn around and say Phil Maguire, not Phil Maguire.
Phil Maguire.
End it.
Shit and shit. There you go.
Oh,
God. Right, guys. Performance-wise today, we weren't. I'm going to talk about application and attitude now. Yes. Watching the game, it's when you go out there. When I watch any other team, I'm not going to name certain team, but top quality players, world-class players, and players who want to actually play for your badge or play for the team itself and play for the club and for fans. Today, yet again, I didn't see that performance from anyone whatsoever. Looking sort of at the game itself, I don't know what you guys believe or think. Do you think at Man United at the moment, it's almost like Ronaldo is there and everything has to go for Ronaldo? Because there's certain aspects of the game where I saw Jadon Sancho could have had a shot, but decide to pass it to Ronaldo instead. It's almost everything has to go through Ronaldo. Mr. B.
Ronaldo's the top of the tree, bruv. What part of the game is going through Ronaldo? He's the top of the tree. He's the final piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
The rest of that jigsaw's on our factories at the moment. There's nothing. Why is everybody talking about? There's no issue with Ronaldo. There's no issue with Ronaldo. If they keep finding him, he will take a chance. He's going to take his chances.
But isn't this a team sport? But isn't this a team sport where everyone you can have a shot? You can.
No, please, dear God, have you seen our midfield today?
I'm not worried about the midfield. I'm worried about when George.
How can you not be worried about the midfield? There was a time today. Me and Talk are watching the stream, and we asked each other the same question: where is our central midfield? There was a big pie, bruv, like somebody eating out the middle of the apple pie. All the players were on the outside. I don't understand. And you'll say talking about Ronaldo. The problem, we've got midfielders who can't play I said on Monday we had this discussion. On Monday agreed with me.
Oh, whoa, shut up. He agreed with you.
Listen, the Burnley game, McTominay got man of the match because Burnley play rugby. And he's that player. He's that kind of Burnley run around, kick a man over type player. Today, Wolves had players who got the ball, and every time they saw the ball come in, they waved that what's the matador thing, ole, and passed the ball around him. And he just kept on running. All he kept on doing was whacking into man. Whack. The ball was already gone. He's got no football intelligence. Burnley midfield have no football intelligence. That's why he looked good against Burnley. Yeah? We need players who can adapt, who have everything in their arsenal and are able to use it. There's a lot of things our midfielder do not have. Even if they make McFuckery's one player, they're still shit, bro. They're still shit. Understand what I'm saying? So you talk about Ronaldo. Ronaldo isn't the issue. We've had a crap midfield for 2 years, 3 years, maybe even 4 years. I'm biased, so I'm going to say 2 years. But if Rangnick doesn't change what is going on at our, we are done, bruv. We've had Ollie in there who hugged them to death, showed them bare love. We said we need a manager. No, they don't want Ollie now. These players need to either show some balls or get the fuck out of Old Trafford, bruv.
Okay, and let's go to Matteo. Matteo, same sort of question about obviously feeding the goat. Do you think it's a bit overwhelming now at the club where it seems like everything needs to go through Ronaldo? Because body language and everything told me today he was a bit upset because certain time players weren't passing the ball to him. And it wasn't anything to do with the midfield players either.
I think we're in a bit of a desperate moment as a system, as a unity, you know. I think that's part of the reason that we're looking for him as a bit of a savior, because we know he is. We know he's clinical when he's given the opportunity, when he gets the chances. But it really is just the midfield that like doesn't connect the front to the back. We didn't have. There was moments where I would just look and you'd have Cavani and Ronaldo standing up front, and you'd have Scott and Nemanja, like, you know, chilling in the back, and there was just this gap, like that 4-2-2-2. Just the players don't occupy the right areas of the field, and we had no center attacking mid or center attacking mids, if you want to call them, those wingers that was getting the ball up to the strikers. So it was just this literal hole, like they said earlier, the pie is just a bite taken out of the middle, and you just can't get from one side to the other.
Yeah, and let's go Rebel.
Yeah, let's address the elephant in the room that I think any United fan with a bit of sanity is going to agree with Mr. B regarding the midfield. There is an absolute cluster muck there, and we're not going to hide from that. But the question at hand in regards to Ronaldo, and I'm going to tie in another player, Mason Greenwood. The problem I have actually is we identify Mason Greenwood as the future of our striking line, and we have played him in everywhere but there so far in his career, because he's either been shoved out to the right where he was pretty good, let's face it, and now he's playing in that role behind Cavani and Ronaldo. And if we have aspirations to play him further forward, we need to start giving them the opportunity. Let's remember something. These other two guys are, 35, 36? They are not going to be here forever. And that is the sobering thing I need to remember about Ronaldo. You cannot expect that man to run his legs off 2-3 times in a 7-day period and expect the same level of production from him. It's not feasible at his age. It's not possible. And the thing with Ronaldo and the ball going through him, do we need to get the ball to him properly more? Yes. But it has to be the right ball. If the option is to Cavani, use Cavani. It does not have to be Ronaldo every time. And if he's throwing a strap because he used the better option, then we have a problem with him. But so far, what I'm seeing is that we haven't got the right ball to him at the right time, and he's not demonstrating petulance from not getting the ball enough. But we do need to identify those plays and say, did we miss the opportunity to give it to him at the right time, or was it a poor execution of the right ball to the right player?
Yeah, good analysis there. On Monday, I think I've gone to everyone in. On Monday, Pogba has been out for a while now. Obviously, we're talking about selling Pogba. Could it be a possibility if Pogba come in, he could assure this midfield up?
Yes. This is what I'm saying. It's not just that. I was looking at Sancho today. You're talking about Ronaldo. I was looking at Sancho as well. Sancho, people would say they start to criticize him, but he is a good player. But he has to play with players. He likes to link up with teammates, pop into feet and go, give and go. He's looking for that all the time. He had Wan-Bissaka running the outside of it, and he's thinking to himself, "Man, who is this guy?" You know. And then he looks inside. And he's got McTominay to play a 1-2 with. And he's thinking to himself, Russell, what am I going to do here? So it's true. It's true. So I feel sorry for the youth. I feel sorry for him right now. Because look at Dortmund. That's not fake form. That's not fake form. That's balling with a proper team. Who's the Belgian guy with the afro who plays it for Dortmund?
Witzel. Axel Witzel.
Baller. Controls the game, balling, calm, no sweat beats, calm, pop, 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 pop. That's how he plays his game. We got McTominay out there, as Mr. B brilliantly described, running around like a headless chicken. And like I keep saying time and time again, we cannot spray past. Let's see Martinho and Neves. One touch out their feet.
Boom.
One touch out their feet, pop, pop, pop. Short range, long range thing. To feet, yeah. I saw McTominay looking like that. I've got to get there from here to here. Let me drive with the ball, run with it, and get closer. By the time, I'm thinking, this is terrible. I watched the game today. I watched the game today of youths, like rising ballers. I watched them today. There's a guy, young African kid, 18 years old. He would have played today and looked $1 million out there. I'm not even joking.
You know what it is?
Awareness, everything else. So, as regards to, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, when you're saying about the running today, I saw there's one instant where he tried to run the ball through. And in my head, remember back in the days, that cartoon, the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
That's all I thought about. Because obviously we've done the show and you said it before in the past. And then when I saw him done it, I went, Roadrunner.
He's doing shuttle runs with the football to get to the park. He's doing shuttle runs to get to A to B, because he thinks, I can't pass from there to you. From here to there, I can't do that. So it's very evident, as Mr. B brilliantly pointed out, we don't have ballers in midfield. The guy Witzel, for example, he's old now, but I'll just give an example. That's why Borussia Dortmund can play so well, because they got players in there, which we need Cisse, not Kesse, for example. You could pop it into him and he can control the game. When we saw Martinho, he's flipping, strolling out there. Yeah. He's 5'3". He's strolling out there and getting no pressure. No, doesn't need to tackle because he's got the brains and position sense. Just what I'm saying. So it's great when you play for a good team. When you play for a team that's poor, trust me, I played for a lot of teams in my time that have been poor. I'm coming off blowing out my ass out my backside because it's terrible. And then you end up getting vexed. So you wonder why people get vexed. And I'm looking at guys like, right, I'll never talk to you again. I'm not teammates. So I don't know. I just think it's windows open. Get the midfielders that we need in there. Otherwise, we're going to die out here with this league. We're not going to get anywhere. It's really bad.
Talk, because I'm going to come to in a minute and I'm going to talk about formation a bit later on, but before we go there, Pogba, could he make a difference in this current team? Or
well, I think as it stands right now, he could, most definitely. But he's got to, take on what Ralph was talking about in terms of his physicality, and he's talking also about his technical abilities, which maybe some aspects of his game would need to be adjusted in order to be a successful, consistent midfielder in that team. But for me, the biggest problem we've got here, this is why I asked you the question earlier, is it ability or attitude? And it's quite clearly attitude. Where is the backup here? Where's the backup from the teammates? It's like people are doing a job and then people are just standing up and going, well, leaving Luke Shaw going up against Traore on his own, nobody backing him up. So all that about? What? Yeah. How can you do that? This is what I'm saying, and do you know why they're not doing it? And it's quite clear. Anybody who's ever played football and tries to take information from somebody who is a great manager, i.e. Ralph Rangnick, if you do not understand what they're telling you, you're then scared of making mistakes. So you don't put yourself in a position where you're uncomfortable because you don't understand how it works, because you're not convinced that you're going to be backed up. Because you think, shit, if I do this now and I make the mistake, everyone's going to go, that's your problem. That was your fault. Because they don't understand why they're supposed to help each other and back each other up in order to close players down like that and go and help players out. They don't understand what they're being asked to do.
Can we just say about Paul Pogba? He's a bit like Jordan Pickford. The one that turns up for his international jersey is superb. The one that turns up for his club jersey is calamitous, and we don't know what we're going to get.
Oh, I wonder, would you like to hit some of those comments, please?
All right. Just say hi to Nigerian Englishman because he's feeling left out. He wants his comments read out. So I'm just going to pick one randomly for you, Kunle. Asuma Ndidi would be signed as you need, or the guy from Monaco. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. In this mood. If you don't get it in Jan, I don't know where you finish. Should have kept Carrick to the end of the season. Okay. There's so many comments in here. I'm just going to pick random ones here. So this is Mike. Mike says United need fullbacks like Stallions. Instead, they have Wan-Bissaka who has the attacking intent of a unicorn, and Shaw, who's built like he should be carrying kids around the sandy beaches of Blackpool. Okay, I see his point. Very funny though. Very funny. Halftime says get stuck into Shaw and Wan-Bissaka for their abysmal positioning. Phil Jones was fine because remember we discussed earlier about Phil Jones. The majority of people in here were saying Phil Jones played all right. It's just Rebel really who's trying to say he's better than. Talk Rebel. We should get on the phone to Gareth Southgate and tell him that Phil Jones is ready for a call-up.
You're putting words in my mouth.
Anyway,
Monday. You're twisting the topic.
Anyway, Jackie's is saying, don't interrupt Jackie. She says, sort out the midfield. Mathematic. Please, it's the Prem, not Hackney Marsh. And don't give me started on Greenwood coming off. What's this one, Rebel? I mean, Solo, DB, who's that?
No, yeah, don't worry, it's not Wan-Bissaka.
Donny should have come on, not Rashford. Yeah, where's Donny, man? Where's Donny?
Yeah, I thought he was going to come on because he stood up at one stage, didn't he? So I thought he was going to come on, but then, yeah.
Can we just say one thing about Donny, though? Do you notice that all the media hyperbole about the treatment of Donny is gone? I feel like Ralph is actually working with him, and there's a clear plan for Donny. And it's
he's going to be leaving in January.
Go back now, guys, and we're going to look at the two wing backs. Last week, obviously, they both came back in. I thought
they're dead.
To myself, both of them last week. I think Luke Shaw had a better game, but today they were just abysmal. Today, weren't they? They were literally quite poor today, non-existent. But the problem is. And again, I know we lost today, and I want to stay positive because, unfortunately, Rangnick ain't going to. He's only had a few games. He's not going to come in and start pulling up trees and you know what I mean, and getting everyone playing to that sort of level he wants them to. So it's about time. It's about process. Loads of manager. Klopp had it. You know, Arteta's had it. Don't get me wrong with Guardiola. He had a team built already, but it still took him about a season or 2 seasons before he won the league. So Rangnick's only here for 6 months. So we've just got to try our hardest, back what he's doing, and try to see what philosophy he's trying to bring to this team. Because right now, there was work in progress. It's huge work in progress. I don't know if you agree with me there, Matteo.
It's really, like to touch on that one, it's not clear what he's bringing, you know, what our expectation of him coming in. Everyone's very excited, you know, a breath of fresh air. He's influenced all these managers, you know, Hassan Hudenl, Klopp, Tuchel, like all these guys, and he has like this counter-pressing style, and we haven't seen any of that. So the game's okay, albeit up until this point, this is our first loss under him. He's been undefeated, so that's a good thing, but it's been very flat also, and I think the players, he almost like, I think the first 2 games we were like lost, and then the third game they seemed a little bit better, like the first half of the last game. But like overall, like it's not, we haven't had a lot of good 90 minutes with his mentality, his approach, and I'm still not really sure what he's trying to do with the people that we have here. And I don't know if it's a smokescreen, him saying like, no, we're not going to bring anyone in January. Like, I'm happy I'm working with the players that I have here. I hope that that's not the case, because we really need a fresh pair of legs, someone coming in from another top club that like comes in with the right mentality and wanting to like make a good impression on the fans and the rest of his teammates, you know, coming into United. So I think that's what we need. But it's not. I don't think any of us are happy so far with Ralph's output on the field. Like at the end of the day, he's the chef. He's got to make the meal for us to enjoy, and that's not. It's not been satisfactory. He's just been, you know, getting a passing grade. Like it's a restaurant you return to, but you're just like, I'm kind of losing my love for this restaurant, you know.
I know you are. You're saying you're losing it, but to be honest with you, I'm optimistic with it. I'm optimistic. I'm not going to get sort of downhearted or anything about it. We lost one game under him. We're drawing a couple. Let's just stick right now. A lot of people wanted Ole out, and Ole is out now, and we can't keep doing this whole thing where we're getting managers. You know, players are getting managers sacked. Not the manager ain't getting themselves sacked. Yeah, go in. Hit it. Go on.
Firstly, just to address a few of our learned brethren from the Armory TV. Hello, I thank you for your comments. But thankfully, they're still trusting the process of Arteta's philosophy, 2 years down the track, and they're still going over those speed bumps, going into those potholes. So they know more than anyone that they can't judge a manager after the amount of time that Ralph's been in. Also, I don't believe Liverpool got off to a flying start the minute Klopp came in the door. They weren't smelling of roses. They talk about that he changed the player. He didn't change it out of the gate because he didn't have the opportunity to change it out of the gate. This is the first opportunity that Ralph will have to impact the squad and change the personnel that make up that menu. So we do not know what effect Ralph making those purchases will have on the playing style of the team. So we have to actually hold back the horses and wait to make a proper assessment of whether or not Manchester United FC made the right call in appointing this man. There's been people that have been disrespecting him in other places, namely Chelsea fans saying that, United fans were calling the father Tuchel. No, Thomas Tuchel himself referenced Ralph Rangnick for being the influence for bringing him into coaching. So those that are calling him Wreck-It Ralph need to get some respect in his name, look at the man for what he's done, and wait and see what will happen when he has an opportunity after his players come in.
Yeah, well said.
Well said. And I think, look, at the end of the day, it's a game. Yes, we have lost. I'm going to go to Talk now because I know Talk ain't said anything for a while now. It's a game that we've lost. Yes, we've lost a game, but Talk, you've always said about backing Ralph. So is it down to sort of the players got to take a lot of responsibilities, not listening to his instruction, or is it, again, like what OMONDI said, is it the players just isn't good enough for Man United?
I think it's a bit of a mixture of both, to be honest with you. I'm not going to ever point a finger at Ralph at this early stage of his tenure at Manchester United, because he's quite clearly, as I stated in many tweets, he is a genius of the game. There's no two ways about that. But when you have to look at him now, he's using, again, Mason Greenwood. If he thinks Mason Greenwood is the best option at that position, then there is clearly something wrong in the squad. You know what I mean? Mason, we spoke about this the other day. Mason Greenwood he can't play in that position. It's a striker. He hasn't got the skill set in order to be intelligent enough to use the ball as we need him to in that position. You know what I mean? So, and again, for me, it's about the understanding and of the whole squad of what Ralph's trying to get them to do. And do you know what? Okay, you're coming from what Ollie was doing to this, from this 4-2-3-1 and blah blah blah. But I don't see how it's such a massive overhaul and a massive change. It's not like he's coming in and changing the whole, philosophy of the club, because he's not doing that. He's just asking them to be more hardworking, put more effort in, help each other out and back each other up. But they don't seem to be able to get the grip of that idea, and that's worrying.
Could I touch on that one moment? Yeah, I wanted to say, Talk earlier said something good, and so did OMONDI. I want to say OMONDI's point because he said it previously, but when he would play and there was people that the system wasn't working with, you come off just like steaming. You're just tired, you're gassed, you have like nothing left in the tank because you're running, you can't keep the ball. And a similar thing, what Talk said, is that it's like the players around the person who's engaged on the ball don't move off the ball. So this is a big problem with like the system that's we're being presented. Even though he's supposed to be giving that instruction, I don't know what's going on in the heads of the players, that maybe the expectation for playing for United is too big. Maybe they just feel that like too many eyes or the magnifying glasses on them, but there's not enough people working for each other off the ball in a system that's going to help like everybody benefit from it.
And I'm going to go to quickly to Mr. B. Mr. B, I think you've said it a few times in the last, couple of shows now. No matter what happened, providing Ralph can basically weed out the players that don't want to play for Man United and basically just get rid of all of them, boot them out of the club. For me, I think, and Talk said it, and I think sort of we probably all said it already, it's a mental block. Playing for Man United is such a prestigious, such a big club. You go there, you sign for Man United, but when you go there, you're not performing to the level you're performing. What do you make of that, though? Is it something that plays in players? Because obviously they're looking at other like great names, like Ronaldo just come back into the club, so people are like looking up to him. He was here under the great days. You know, you had your Rio Ferdinand, you had your Vidic and stuff like that. Is it too much pressure on these players that's coming in the club?
Why? We haven't won nothing in ages. Just paid big money for doing nothing, bro. The pressure's on the Liverpools and the Man Cities who are winning things. That's where the pressure starts. You know what I mean? Right now, we're a glorified Tottenham. We're not winning nothing.
Don't bring us into no Tottenham discussion. Do not bring us in this nothing to Tottenm. It's got dust on it. It's got dust, cobwebs.
I'm not. Pressure's on winning, and we're not even close. We're not even close to that level. At best, we're a cup team. At best.
Hang on, Mr.
And
B.
then we need to have brother.
Just one thing. You mentioned Liverpool in the same breath of Manchester City. Manchester City are the team in the period of dominance, not Liverpool. They've won one Premier League and one Champions League.
Okay, fine, but they've won something, yes?
Yeah, but when you talk,
okay.
This is Liverpool something that are saying they're in their best place since 30 years, and they've won one Premier League.
They're in a better place than we are.
They are.
True.
They are. I've got to agree. They are in a better place. As much as it's painful, they're in a better place than us because the players want to play football. We've got a bunch of players, a lot of players right now who couldn't give a monkey about what's going on at the club. Go on.
They understand what they're supposed to be doing, and they have trust in each other, the Liverpool squad. That's why it works for Jurgen Klopp. Look how it fell apart when he lost Van Dijk. The whole pyramid just collapsed on him. You know what I mean? So there's so many little like isms here at play when it comes to Manchester United, and can we expect anything less than that? Because we're such a huge club. We fell from grace when Sir Alex left. You know, he had to leave at some point. You know, and then we can't expect for somebody to come in and be able to control what was there after he stepped aside, because it was always an impossible job. It is the impossible job, you know, in world football.
And you're right what you're saying, because after Ferguson, literally, that's it really. No one else can step in, and it seems like we struggle so much sort of with all the managers. But now I'm looking at the bigger picture now, and sort of Rebel with this, it's not always the managers, is it? Now we can look at it and think, right, the players got to take some sort of responsibilities now, because the manager's coming in, he's trying to get an identity. When before Ralph came in, we're bottom of everything, bottom of possession, bottom for shots on goal. We're bottom of the league, and we're Manchester United. Now we've come in, we're creeping up a little bit, still not good enough. But this is I know we keep saying rebuilding process, but this is a big rebuilding project, huge. It will take time. What's your thoughts on that, Rebel?
Yeah, just to point out some stats. Klopp's first 6 games in charge of Liverpool. 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss to Crystal Palace. So they say that they had an immediate change at Liverpool. They also went through a period of transition under Klopp. So when you say about the players taking responsibility at Manchester United, I think that was evident under Ollie as well. There were some players that were not playing for the crest that or the learned Mr. B is wearing there. They did not believe in the badge. They did not want to play for the badge. And unfortunately for us, some of them are still hanging around the team. Some of them are being thrust into positions of worth and lineup that they're not capable of fulfilling. There's the players like Mr. B's favourite McFuckeries. They are, at best, they are the supporting cast to your starting midfield. I think there is a place for Scott. There is a place for Fred at the club, but not as your leading starlights in that centre midfield. They should be the players that are coming in on the Saturday after you played on a Tuesday night in the Champions League that are giving your players some rotationary help. They are not the star cast. We are looking at players that have come in with injury problems. Like, I looked more at Varane. We all know what he done. But the injury profile that was building towards the end of his Real Madrid time started to get me to worry. Because I started to wonder, why did a club like Real Madrid feel comfortable allowing Rafael Varane to leave? They were looking at his injury profile, and they were looking at what is the odds that he's going to spend more time on a treatment table than doing what we need him to do, starting on the field. And we're starting to see Varane has been absent more often than on the field since he arrived in the Manchester United shirt. Nothing to do with his ability and his performance, but his ability to stay fit. We have this problem with Eric Bailly. So I think we're looking at a situation now where there's a lot of players that if you ask them to put their hand up and say they have performed or haven't performed, they'd be more in the we haven't performed category at this point. And it goes, look at David De Gea. He probably saved us from getting a 2 or 3-0 beating today.
Yeah, it's a good point. Good point. So, guys, we wanted to talk about everything, but you know what? The time's gone so quick. I can't believe what time it is already. But listen, if you're liking, please like, please share, please subscribe. We're the Man United Agenda. You got myself Solo, you got OMONDI, you got Rebel, you got Matteo, Mr. B, and TalkMU. So let's go now. And let's start with Talk, your favorite player today. Who was your stand-up player today, if there was one for you?
It's quite easy, really. It's got to be Phil Jones. Monday's like, yeah. I've not even said anything on Monday. Was saying, yeah. Who did you think I was going to say on Monday?
Someone who played well, maybe. Someone who's
listen, Phil Jones. No, listen. I'll tell you why I said Phil Jones. Simply because, like we said, the guy's been out for 2 years. Yeah, he's been out for 2 years, and he's been given. I don't know, the violins out on Monday. Listen,
on Monday,
and also, yeah, the world's smallest violin, right? But listen, the guy's been out for 2 years, and he has won. He has won a trophy. And I thought he came in. I thought he did fantastic. You know what? There should have been other players around, in and around, anticipating when he was heading that ball. So it's not just down to him. So man of the match. Man of the match.
Okay. Rebel.
One word, Jones.
Yes, well said, Rebel. Go on, my son.
You know what? I'm going to go to Matteo first. I'll come to these two last. I'm standing right next to
Matteo.
Matteo.
I'm going to say Bruno when he came on. I really liked what he did and what he added, because for me, there's nothing more. Again, I've said it like 3 times, but that frustrates me that we can't get the ball from the back to the front. Simple as. I think Jones had a good game, but the moment that he made the moment he made a mistake, even though he stood out more than Varane, the moment you make a mistake, even though Varane was like a little bit more behind the scenes, Varane had a better game because now you just made a mistake. Even though it wasn't all his fault, like it could have fell to anybody on the edge of the box, and it's shitty that it happened like that way. But I want to say Bruno, because when he came on, things started ticking. He started threading passes forward. Like I saw a few, like he would take it and not just pass side to side. He was looking direct, and he got to the edge of the box. He was unlucky not to score, a little bit hard of a shot, and he was unlucky not even to score at the free kick at the end with the good save from Jose SHAH.
Okay. Now I'm going to go to OMONDI, then Mr. B.
Yeah, so I agree with Matteo. Matteo's talking a lot of sense. Bruno did come on and play well. He sort of started to be creative and get the ball and should be a baller. He could hold it up, stop, start, bring in other players, wait for the overlap. He could do it all and not get rushed. You know, he knows how to shield the ball, knows how to control the ball. Simple things, basics that most professional players you expect them to know, especially playing for Manchester United. But it's clear that some don't. My man in the match today, 2 weeks run, is Matic. I think Matic is a fantastic player.
Oh my God.
Monday, can you read the comment down there, by the way? Just for me, please.
Yeah, go on, read that one out.
Jones won the first. Another player should pick up the second. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Okay. What are you talking about? The header, the clearance header that went nowhere. Anyway, as I was saying about Matic, yeah, I think Matic 2 weeks running. Last game they gave it to McTominay. Oh, he had a great game. Oh, he done this, he done that. He was allowed to do that because Matic is there to secure the midfield. And if you're talking about players that we need players with composure, poise. I mentioned earlier Witsel from Dortmund. I mentioned Kesse. We've got our own in Matic. But everyone said, we can't play 3 games in a week.
Breaking news. Breaking news from Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano just tweeted regarding Matic, actually, and it says, the local Derby and Joan Club have put an offer in for Matic. One bowl of Mary's special hot pot and a couple of dumplings. And it says he's considering the offer. So he'll come back to us.
I'm on there even smiling. I'm on there even smiling.
Like this mother.
This is what I have to work with. You guys, you know? Anyway, can I finish what I was saying?
Yeah, go on.
This mother effort.
Right. So the reason why 2 weeks running, I think Matic was man of the match for those reasons, controlling the game. We need players in there. You think, because what the criticism against him is he can't play 2 games in a week or 3 games in a week. You also say that he can't run, he can't do anything. I always say to counter that, it's like speed and timing. He's got the positioning that counters everything. He gets himself in position, so he hardly ever gets a wrong side of the ball. He's always in shape, always in position. And when you give him the ball, he's the sort of player we need to have in there. Him and you mentioned Pogba earlier. He tried to draw me into talking about Pogba. Pogba also is a player who's technically good, can keep hold of the ball and can use the ball, distribute the ball really well. This is what Matic really gives us. His passes in range 8 sort of skulls like, but he can control the ball, gets it, and we can build as a team with players like that in our team. When we got McTominay and Fred, guys like that, it's like day and night out here. How poor this is. I think if you want runners and all that, go and watch Championship football. This is the Premiership in a big pitch like Old Trafford. You need to be able to control the game and build as a team. And people are sighing and umming and ahhing, but just like Wolves' goal output, which is like almost 0 or maybe 1 today. That's what your football IQ is like.
On Monday, would you
I'm on
agree
there. Sorry, Rebel. Go on, Rebel. I'm on there. Ready? Let's give you some comments. So, do not agree with you.
Like I say,
don't agree with you.
This is a good thing about
Jackie,
football. We're here complaining. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. I don't mind. It makes me laugh. I chuckle. Yeah. So I don't mind because when it comes down to it, we need ballers in there. Matic is a baller. You guys go, oh, look at McTominay. He's sliding. He's running hard. He's working hard. That's rubbish. We shouldn't have to be working hard like that. We should look at Martinho today. 5 foot flipping free or 4 foot free. And he didn't have to run a cent. He was just controlling, dictating the play and making McTominay run around, as Mr. B said earlier, run around like a headless chicken, gassing himself out. So, guys, sort it out. Go and rewatch the game and have a look at Matic, what he's doing.
On Monday,
because this is a proper player.
Can I ask you this on Monday? You said about Paul Pogba, about what he'd bring to the team. Yeah. But would you not agree? You have to ask yourself, first of all, is it the Paul Pogba that plays for France that turned up, or the one that plays for Manchester United?
So do you think they're 2 different guys?
Look at how he plays for France. Look at the way that he moves around
France in the midfield. McTominay and Fred. Players. Is he playing with McTominay and Fred in midfield, or is he playing with Kante and
but at the same time, look at his attitude on the field.
Sorry?
Look at his attitude on the field.
I asked you a question. I asked you not about his attitude. I said, who's he playing with? You're comparing this 2. You said it's 2 different guys. Is he playing with McTominay, Fred, or is he playing for France? Is he playing with Kante? And who's the other guy who plays with for France instead of midfield?
He's played with Matuidi. He's played with who else? Lately,
Ballers.
even Chouameni started getting into France.
Yeah, we're talking about ballers here. You know, there's a major difference, and he feels more comfortable, as Sancho feels more comfortable, as Ronaldo feels more comfortable when the team is gelled and they've got ballers around that they can trust.
But
you know, not be sighing and umming and ahhing every time McTominay does something stupid.
Do you ever feel, though, that he cared about the crest, the badge that we all are so passionate about, or did he come to get a paycheck?
Who?
Why do you ask him? Oh, do you want me to speculate an answer? Do you want me to speculate?
Like,
I think, if you want me to, do you want to answer that?
Like,
go on, I'm going to answer it because I've got to go to
answer
Mr. B. Mr. B's been waiting for the last 10 minutes to
Go to Mr. B. I can answer that.
Go on, Mr. B. I was talking about your player,
Man
but
of the match.
Man of the match. It's off now.
They were all shit, bruv. You lot are talking about Phil Jones like he had a half-decent game when De Gea made bare saves in the first half. So Phil Jones was that good, yeah? We've already spoken about the midfield that was non-existent, so it's none of the midfielders. You talk about Matic. Bruv, if Matic, this is Matic. Boom, boom. Body shimmy gone. I'm 50, bruv, and I'm telling you, I can run past Matic. I'm 50. And
how much man you see run past Matic? How much man you see run
past Matic, bruv.
Who?
I don't know what
Example.
you see.
Example.
You know why people don't run past Matic? Because he's running.
Example.
He's running back into the centre back position, teaching Maguire how to retreat.
So now they don't run past Matic. Example.
Matic, listen. Matic, everybody runs past Matic.
See?
Oh,
see?
Here, just a quick one.
Nevers didn't run past Matic today.
Can we get
past Matic today? No, they
Mr.
didn't.
B,
No?
Mr. B,
Longstaff.
Read Canners' comment. Canners is a baller. Canners is a footballer.
I have not got time to read Canners' nonsense.
All right, exactly.
And he's on here and the wind up, bruv.
Canners is a baller.
Remember, he's an Arsenal fan. He can't listen to anything.
He might be an Arsenal fan, but he can play football. He understands football.
Can I just go something real quick? Because Luke Shaw's comments in his post-match interview just kind of came on stream. His quotes from the game today were, "We were not all there together during the game. Maybe tonight we struggled. I didn't feel when I was on the pitch that we were all there together. I think we felt like we were struggling and it was tough." One thing I will say is Phil Jones should be proud of himself. He has been criticised for years and has gone through a lot, but he is so professional and he played hard, and he was phenomenal. He was exceptional. I'm very happy for him, and he deserved it. Direct quotes from Luke Shaw.
Guys, 21 in the 19 in the chat at the moment. Can you all hit that like, share? Let's get us over the borderline to 30 subscribers. We're 9 away, so hit that, guys. If you haven't subscribed, hit that. Welcome everyone.
Who was Mr. B's man of the match?
Yeah, Mr. B. Start giving his man of the match. No one.
Okay.
One name.
Mr. B. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who you could give it to. Can you give it to Fred? He didn't play. He didn't make no mistake.
Listen,
Lock your doors tonight, Solo. Lock your doors.
Then give it to De Gea, Mr. B.
Give it to De Gea, Mr. B.
Yeah. De Gea kept us in the game. Yeah, De Gea.
At least it wasn't worse than it could have been.
Yeah. Well, I was going to give it to Phil Jones up until Bruno Fernandez came on, and he slightly changed the game for me. I thought he came on, he did the right things. The problem was we just didn't finish anything. Mr. B, you're stretching. Something you want to say?
No, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not saying nothing.
Hey, Mr. B, you know what it is? I'm trying to push you tonight to swear. The swearing job, because talk's owe me £5 already. So I'm trying to push you.
There's trouble. OMONDI has his hand up.
OMONDI's got his hands up.
Come on, OMONDI. Stop it.
All right, here's the thing. If we want to support Ralph, which we do, it's only one loss, and look at the outcome. Look at everyone; it gets overexcited.
I'm positive. I'm keeping positive.
No, I know, but I'm saying everyone's excited. Oh man, I lost. Ha ha ha! Since 40 years since they beat us, whatever. I don't mind that. I don't mind. We just need to make the right changes, and it doesn't matter. No time for sentiment. No about Phil Jones and all this kind of or Greenwood, whatever. Play the best team. You wanted to play the 4-2-2-2. then continue with it until the guys get it right. Because the other day we played a 4-4-2. Today again we played a 4-4-2, and it's not working, especially against this midfield, which was better than we ever imagined because they got players in there that can keep the ball and play the ball. So I'd rather see us compact, start from the back, and build like that, and build as a team. We're going to be controlling games, playing in their half. We have to build as a team, not having the ball break down every 5 minutes, every couple of passes. How many passes can we string together before it breaks down? That's a major issue. So I'm fully behind Ralph. I'm still fully behind Man United, always will be. And I just want to see the best for our team. And that just means filtering out all the poor players that we can highlight today. Phil Jones, Matt Tomney, Fred, all these guys are not good enough to be starting for Man United. And start to play. Stick with a system and a shape that's going to benefit us long term.
Oh, you know what I love? Yeah, I love it. Bath Time changed his name, but it's brilliant. This comment, absolutely coming a new goal. Yeah, literally, guys. There's only 21 likes. Can we hit that number? We're on 24 now. We only need 6 more. There's 19 people in the chat, so can we just get over the line? Phil Jones assists. Let's go, Jack. Agree. There they are for Jackie. And guys, if you're watching for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. We're in the Money Agenda, and we could run out of time. We've gone over our time for tonight. So
can I ask one last question?
Of course,
before we do
not wind. Do not wind on Monday up though. Do not wind him up.
I can't make any promises, but realistically, right? January window. It is notorious in terms of players adapting to a new team. How many could you realistically bring in January and not absolutely destroy the player cohesion or the lack of player cohesion that's currently at Manchester United?
Bruno Fernandez came in a couple of Januaries ago and done well.
Well, that's one player
because he's a quality player. Because he's a quality player. So if we purchase quality players, they can adapt.
Could you bring in 3 or 4 together?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying he hasn't scored in his last? Is it now? It's 20 games, isn't it? He scored once in 20, or something like that now. Bruno Fernandez. Bruno.
I don't care. I'm still playing.
Yeah, he needs playing.
There is the school of thought out there that Fernandez's ability going forward has been cut off by the fact that a certain Portuguese counterpart of his is ahead of him. Do you think that is evident at this stage?
Yeah. I think there's a big issue with that. I know there was somebody. Somebody showed me a couple of things a few months ago, and I laughed it off. But maybe.
Yeah. Also, all the way from Puerto Rico. Yeah. Bath Time, really good comment as well. Playing 2 up front could be an issue as well. I think possibility is an issue. It shouldn't be in this day and age in professional football, but for some reason it's adapting to a system, adapting to a style of play, and I think that's the issue we have as well. And also, I know I'm going to agree about the midfield, but like I said, I'm not going to sit there and absolutely gone blazing on the team at the moment. There's no point. And there's no point saying you want Ralph to go anywhere because Ralph's here for 2 years. He's 6 months in this job, and then he moves upstairs. So it is what it is, to be honest with you. So, Amanda, would you like to go through some of the comments? Not through the cupboard, though, please. Just the comments.
Wow.
Loads.
So I like this one. Ralph should bring in academy players. At least they will listen to his instructions because Ralph does develop players in that sense. Sorry. Montreal Man FC, welcome. He says Tomley's future is not as a midfielder. He should be a centre-back, just like he already is with Scotland. He played in the 3 against England, didn't he, in the Euros? Here we go with Jackie. Jackie says, Pogba, I agree, will play differently with the Matic-Fred combo. He is probably shocked by the inadequate game that we play, yeah. He's probably disappointed with that. I like this one here. It's from a really good
Don't
player.
bring Arsenal people on here and tell them.
From an intelligent guy, a really intelligent guy. He says, I agree with Monday. Okay, cool. He said,
why are you reading one that says, Mr. B, agree with him?
He said, random. He just like our spin the wheel. McTominay is doing the very least what he's supposed to do, which you're supposed to do. Yeah, this is what he's supposed to do. Everyone's raving about him. What he does, he wants. A cookie? You know, you need someone who can do a bit in the middle of the park, and that's so true. Just going through the comments again. Hi, Mark Edmond. He says illogical strawman arguments. Go and look it up. He's arguing here with Kunle.
They're arguing.
Yeah,
There's about 4 of them arguing against each other.
So that's why I just want to bypass all of that. Del Boy Gunner TV said, "Big up, guys. Wolves were well organised. I would start to question the manager now. I don't agree with that. Not now. Not just yet.
No, he's not the manager though. That's the problem. Everyone's keep getting it confused. He's not the manager. He's an interim, only there for 6 months.
Well, I think he is a good manager, and he's already made a difference. I feel,
he's made
for
a
us.
difference.
And because he can start filtering out players. Mark Edmond, how you doing? He says Matic was excellent. I agree with Monday.
Oh,
Random.
How much are you paying these people on Monday?
No, you're going to be scared, bro.
OMONDI Burnley.
Bruno should have scored. Yeah, that was really disappointing. I mean, if Bruno would have scored that would have been great, wouldn't it? Yeah. And what about I think I did have in my notes, I did mention about in the first half, Sancho could have played it, or Cavani could have played one to Greenwood, slotted them in. Sancho could have played one to Ronaldo, slotted them in when we were breaking on them. So we did have chances, even though we were outplayed convincingly in the first half, I felt. But yeah, I think it's quite obvious by the eye test. We all watched the game that we were outplayed today by a team in midfield who had a lot of ballers there, and that was the major.
Quick one. There is a question about who would you like to see the permanent manager? Just literally a name, just a name to end it. I'm
still with Ralph.
Permanent manager we're talking about.
Oh, sorry, Ralph or the Ajax manager. I think we need someone with philosophy and someone who's proven.
Okay. Rebel.
Ralph, director of football, Ten Hag manager.
Matteo.
I like Ten Hag. He's been doing well in albeit Eredivisie, but I like what he's been doing and how he's been shocking. Even in Champions League. So why not? Let's give it a chance with Ralph behind the scenes. I just feel that Ralph's been, like my brother gave me a stat today. Ralph's only managed 1 year in the last 10 years. Maybe he's a little bit rusty, but I'm still behind him as an interim, and once he gets up to the director's board. But I think Ten Hag would be a sensible decision. No Poch, no Conte. Let's go for Ten Hag.
Mr. B.
It doesn't matter who comes in, bruv, because if the players don't want to do their work and running, then it doesn't make no difference. We may as well go get fucking Ollie back.
Talk.
When Ralph's time comes to go upstairs, he goes upstairs, and then I'd get Doc Cotton. Just agreeing with Anthony Herbert. No, on a serious level, no. I think the best option for us right now, I think in terms of long-term manager, would be Ten Hag. But again, it's always going to be a gamble and a risk whether they can actually get it to work at Old Trafford, because Old Trafford is not like anywhere else. That's a bit right.
I'm sticking to what I've always stick with, and I'm going to go Poch. I've always said Poch.
No.
I've always said Poch, so I'm sticking to my guns. Just like I'll stick to my 3-1s, and they never came through. So
until the other day when you changed it.
Until I changed it, exactly. So I'm not changing my mind. I'm going Poch. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back here tomorrow for a bulletin. I think Rebel might be here tomorrow morning for a transfer update tomorrow morning as well. But I think we'll be back tomorrow at some point. But listen, from myself, Solo, OMONDI, and by the way, guys, OMONDI don't really like this. So what we're going to do on the panel now, just for tomorrow, we're going to sing Happy Birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Vanity. This is vanity. Do not celebrate birthdays, guys. It's vanity. Nothing. I don't want any love.
Too much love.
No. What you don't realise is we've already paid for a Matic lookalike to come and do
it. That was cancelled. Phil Jones is right with the cake.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's Phil Jones now.
Hey. OMONDI. Look who I found here, Moutinho.
He's running the midfield. He's running it.
This was man of the match today.
Can we give credit to let's give credit to Wolves today. Fair play. The manager's come in. He was a bit of an unknown, coming from Benfica like that, and he's got them playing really good football. They got technical players. The guy got man of the match up front. What's his name? They played two up front. What's his name? It was
Jimenez.
Providence. Podence or whatever his name is. Oh, really good player. And I'm thinking, why can't Sancho do that? Give Sancho that role, you know.
Can I say something to you guys as well?
So fair play to them.
When I said yesterday, just one thing I'm going to say. I said Connor Cody yesterday, and I got laughed at when I said he will have a good game, didn't I? I got told he was rubbish.
Yeah,
had a good game.
He did have a good game.
Had a good game.
He wasn't better than Phil Jones.
No, he wasn't better than Phil Jones.
He wasn't.
Phil Jones is Phil Jones is back.
Solid.
You ain't gonna see
solid
Maguire
as a rock.
Yeah, man. You ain't gonna see Barry Maguire anywhere near that squad anymore because Phil Jones is gonna kick him out of the squad.
Phil Jones is kicking
Phil
him
Jones
out,
is captain.
He's working 9 to 5.
Working 9 till 5.
The reason you can't see Rebel or TalkMU's face is because they're cracking up. They don't believe what they're saying right now.
I believe it.
With a straight face.
I believe
and
it.
Jackie, oh my God, look at it. Wait. Finally, we got a prize here for Jackie.
Thank you,
very
Jackie.
much.
Thank you,
No.
Jackie.
No, we've got to show it.
You got to keep it up. You can't just take it down, Mr.
I love Harry.
You can't take it
Love
off.
Harry.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks, Jackie.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Well,
But guys, it's been a fantastic show. And listen, we give our fair opinion on the show. Well, fair, but we give it and take it as well. But without you guys, without the panel, it wouldn't be a show. And we love your support. And all the way from over the seas, from Matteo, from Miami. You in now, Matteo?
We're
From
still
Miami.
out here. Yep.
Still out here. We
Big
got
up, Matteo.
Mr. B, 5 minutes down the road from me. We won't tell you where Mr. B is from because Mr. B don't want to give you his £5 for the jar. Cork, all the way in Manchester. Rebel, all the way in Ireland. Monday. Welcome back. And
Rebel.
also on Monday, 5 minutes down the road as well. And I'm 5 minutes away from these guys. So from us at the Mania Agenda, it's been absolutely fantastic tonight. And we love...
Has it?
It's been fantastic show. Hey!
Yay!
Welcome back, Rebel.
Welcome back, Rebel.
He's
Welcome
done
back,
cracking
welcome
up.
Giving the game away now, Rebel.
Giving the game
away.
Guys, we're gonna leave you guys now. But if you are watching and you haven't seen the full show, go back on. It was a good laugh, even though we've lost and we've said some bits and pieces. But come by tomorrow, we're all forgiven and we'll back the players 100% again tomorrow. But from us at the Mania Agenda, have a lovely night.
Solo.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.
Jones over.